Over the years, high school sports have seen major changes. One of the newest rule changes has been a hot topic of debate: transfers. Whiteland Community High School Athletic Director David Edens and Assistant Commissioner of the IHSAA, Kerrie Rosati, both agree this change to allow athletes a one-time transfer without penalty came about due to legislative pressure. With that pressure, the IHSAA saw a chance to get ahead of the curve and keep as much control as possible.
So we obviously want to maintain some type of rule, some legislative on eligibility for transfers for the protection of the displaced student athlete. So we kind of came at a consensus to make sure we still have rules, but do afford the opportunity to transfer for student athletes.
I think the legislative system in Indiana wants free school choice for kids, so they want kids to be able to go wherever they want. The IHSA is still trying to maintain some control over this, so there was a change in the rules last year where, for the first time ever, they will allow students a one-time free transfer.
One issue this can bring to the table is how it affects the community aspect of sports.
You have a student athlete that's been in that community, the school system done everything right, and then we have a student come in, sometimes underneath false pretenses, and it does disrupt the community support, the loyalty. That's the very mechanism for the transfer rule.
Another big change in high school sports is allowing NIL. Indiana is one of 3 states that does not yet allow high school athletes to partake in NIL deals. And although it is bound to happen, Edens knows the IHSA is fighting against it.
Now, the IHSA has made it clear that that's not something they want to get into, but I think the reality of it is it's probably just one lawsuit away from happening. I think that's what happened in Ohio. Somebody wanted to do it, state said no, lawsuit, boom, it happens.
Indiana has been able to work around this, according to Rosati.
We've been able to work around a mechanism for the student athletes to have an employment status, but obviously they need to watch with their school name and all of that. So we've been working through it. It is an idea we're throwing around because this spring we're going to have our principal meetings with spring proposals, and that is one of our topics: is NIL or a different mechanism or phrase for that topic.
Despite this, NIL is still most likely coming to Indiana, and one big problem Eden sees is the loss of purity of high school sports.
You're representing your school, you're playing in front of your community. I think that's the beauty of it. I think that's why I love it. To this day, I still get excited to go to high school basketball games, which I know is crazy sounding, but I think there's still something to, your elementary teachers can come and watch you play in high school and all of that goes with it.
Although the IHSA is fighting some changes, they have been forward-thinking in others.
We are very fortunate for all the venues that our professional teams in large collegiate venues or semi-pro leagues want us, want to give the opportunity to the student athletes. And right now with attendance, obviously sometimes it goes down, still allows us to pay those bills and afford that opportunity. But I did not realize other states are not like that.
While change isn't always a bad thing, Edens hopes schools can keep their spirit.
I'm not saying every change is a negative by any means whatsoever, but I definitely think the next evolution will be much more the open concept of go where you want to go to school, make money if you can make money. I hope there's still schools can hold control and still create fun Friday and Saturday nights and situations where kids still can rally around.
While for Rosati, it's about embracing those changes while also making sure they don't lose their space in high school athletics.
So we're going to have to get creative, whether we increase our sport offerings, but that puts a lot of pressure on other athletic directors and schools. But I think we're going to have to be creative in what we offer and the trends. Still going to be relevant.
No one can truly predict what IHSAA will look like down the road, and the changes that is faced protecting what the IHSAA stands for: fostering character, community, and commitment. Reporting from Whiteland Community High School, I'm Kaydance Majors.